Welcome to the next segment in the Importing, Exporting Hello World homework assignment. So, you should be sitting at home comfortably watching this video, getting ready to complete your project. By now you should have received an email with some instructions on exactly how to address the email and how to modify your Hello World program. I won't be telling you that information here in this video. Instead, this video will simply focus on the proper steps to import the project that you sent to yourself. So, let's start with some things to be careful of. Let's say that at home you had already conscientiously created your own Hello World project there, and now that's going to present a problem because you're going to be importing a project called Hello World Project, and you can't have two projects with the same name. So at this point you have two options. Your first option is simply to delete the Hello World project that you created, and sometimes you may want to do this. If you choose to go that route, you do that by right-clicking on the project and going down to the delete option. Now this next thing is very important, so I'm going to magnify the screen to make sure you have it has your full attention. Notice there's a checkbox here that says delete project contents on disk cannot be undone. There's two really important things to recognize here. One, once you check that box and click OK, your project is gone. It is not coming back unless you have made a backup of it some other way. It will be thoroughly deleted from Eclipse. The second thing is, if you don't check that box, you have also created a problem for yourself, because what will happen is the project will be removed from your Project Explorer window, but not deleted from the disk. And when you then go and try and import the project, you'll still have two projects trying to be in the same place with the same name, and you'll get an error. So, to demonstrate this, I'm going to leave that box unchecked so you can see what happens. You should definitely not do this. Click OK, and now you think that your project has been deleted. So, let's go on to the next step and see what happens. Now, of course, hopefully you didn't do that. You actually checked the box, and so you're not going to have this next error that I have just created. But that's okay. I'm going to show you for those of you who make this mistake so you know how to fix it. Alright, so how do we get our project? Well, first you need to check your email, and hopefully you've got an email that includes your project here in it. You're going to go and click whatever you need to click on for your particular computer and email client. Save your attachment. I'm going to save it to my downloads folder. And then I'm going to go back to Eclipse, and I'm going to go to the File menu, and then go down to Import. That's File and Import. Click the Import option, and now I'll be presented with an import dialog box. Okay, in the import dialog box, I'm going to go back to the same disclosure arrow that I hit earlier when I was exporting. And this is where things get tricky, because the logical thing would be to click Archive File, because that's what I sent myself and that's what I used to send the project, turn it into a file in the first place. But in fact, it is existing projects into Workspace, not Archive File. Once again, click Existing Projects into Workspace. Alright, once you've done that, then you can click the Next button. That is right down here. Click Next. And now, our next point of confusion comes up, in that we are now going to select Archive File. Let's look at that closely again. Select Archive File. But of course, notice it's blank here, so we have to click the Browse button. Boom. We're going to click Browse. Okay, and now we need to find our file. Well, we very carefully saved it to our Downloads folder. So I'm going to go to Downloads, and I've got Hello World Project sitting in my Downloads folder. So I'm going to open it. Make sure there's a blue checkbox here. If you've done everything properly, there will be. And then I'm going to click Finish and watch what happens. There we go. I've got my Hello World project back. And now I can open it, click the disclosure triangle, and finally double click on Hello World, and there's my project. Now notice it has my name, the date, the category, and the version number. So in the email instructions that you're going to get, it's going to ask you to do a few things. The first one I'll give you as a free preview right here. Change the version number to version 2, and then you're going to delete this code right in here, and the instructions will tell you what to put in that code's spot. And once you're done with that, you're going to go ahead and export the project. Once again, only this time make sure to call it V2. So let's go through those steps as a quick review. Now, if you need to, go back and review the how to export project. The only thing that's going to be different this time is, of course, that you're going to actually save it as version 2. So we go to File, Export, Archive File, Next, Hello World Project, Browse, and then this time I'm going to call it Hello World Project V2 to distinguish it from the previous one that I made. I'm going to click Save, Finish. Now if you forgot to save changes, remember I said if you had that little asterisk, that's when you might see this box appear. Click Yes. Okay, and now the project is archived, and the next step is going to be to email it. And pay very careful attention, please, to the instructions in the email that you receive, because the email address that I'm asking you to send this to is set aside just for receiving projects like this. It is not the regular email address that you use to communicate with me, so please pay careful attention. Thank you very much.